Hey folks, what's up? Lex here, and today I'm going to give you a sneak peek at my sales from the week of November 20th through the 26th. I figured I'd do this because it really bothers me when people show off what they got and what they think they can get for it, but you never get the closure of what they actually got for it. This is a way to kind of show you how the business works if you're interested in getting into it. What a week of a small-time eBay seller may look like. But small-time but full-time. I want to mention that. Caveat here, it's been really slow lately in terms of sales for just about everybody. It's better than last month in terms of the amount of items sold, but October and November have just fallen off a cliff. It could be due to a number of things: inflation, saving up for Christmas, spending money on Halloween and Thanksgiving, and this is a time of the year where it's very expensive to operate in the United States. So gas prices on top of it. That's not to make a complete excuse for everything. That's just to say, hey, sales were pretty slow this week. Here's a few reasons why that might be. That's not necessarily indicative of what I do every single week from, the start of the year. And this will kind of show how things can kind of slow down and pick up. And as we do this every week, you'll get a chance to see what I actually get for the items after shipping, after fees, and cost of goods. So it gives you a better idea. If I pick something up and I say, I think I can get $80 for this. Well, I'm not actually getting $80 in my pocket, right? I'm getting maybe half of that most of the time. So let's start off with this new Modern Baby pink sleeper. It was new with tags, picked it up from a yard sale. And it was one of those things where I bought a bunch of stuff from that yard sale, and I was leaving and I saw this and I said, how much for this? And they pretty much said, go ahead and take it. So it was pretty much free, but I'm going to say that I paid $1 for it just in case. It sold for $14.95. It came with $4.55 shipping on my part. Most of my items, I'm kind of jumbling here because I'm feeling out the format as we go, but most of my items I offer free shipping on. So when I sell something for $14.95, I have to take shipping out of that, which is $4.55, and then the fees on this were $2.34. So I ended up making a profit of about $7 after cost of goods. I listed that on November 1st, so it sold fairly quickly. I knew it probably would. I kind of waited. I picked this up a while ago, but I kind of waited to list it till the colder months just so that it would probably sell faster and the listing wouldn't just sit around for a while. Next up, we have a vintage 1984 Kenner Paplu, the Ewok. I hope I'm saying that right. This is going to be my most used phrase probably throughout this channel. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I do sell quite a bit of Star Wars stuff because it's so abundant. This was interesting. I found this at a yard sale. I was digging through a bunch of stuffed animals, and I almost left this because I didn't know what it was. But the guy was like, "This is a Ewok from 1984," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll pick it up. Sure, why not?" Because they were only asking $3 for it. Sold for $24.95. Fees on this, shipping on this was $7.89. Not too bad. Fees were $3.52, so I made a profit of about $10. It was listed on September 24th, so it hung around for a little bit, but that's not too bad for a specialized item like this. This didn't come with like everything the original did. The original had some like clothes and stuff like that it came with, but still pretty good for $3. Next up, we have a Mattel WWE Elite Collection Eddie Guerrero Hall of Fame Target exclusive. I really like this figure. Basically, I collected wrestling figures. Well, I've been buying wrestling figures since I was a kid in 1996, but I just started collecting them as an adult probably in 2015, around there, and I had amassed a huge collection. I'm pointing at my walls right now because that's where I kept all my figures hanging on the walls, much like you see the amiibo figures back here. And it just got to be to the point where it's like, they're doing nothing but sitting on the wall. I'm falling out of love with wrestling, or at least modern wrestling. I still like wrestling, but modern wrestling I don't like. I don't care for what it's become. So I decided, you know what, let's pare down the collection, sell most of them, keep a few that I really like, but for the most part, I'm getting rid of all of them. I actually really like this figure too, but I don't like the era of this Eddie Guerrero figure, the Latino Heat. It's okay. I don't hate it, but it's just, I really like the figure as it is because you can look at it as a WCW Eddie Guerrero figure, and I know I'm getting too deep in the grass for this. A lot of people don't like wrestling that are probably watching this, but some people do, and so to those people, that's kind of what was going through my head. Anyway, this sold for $54.95. The shipping on this was $12.05. I usually ship priority with wrestling figures. That way they get there quickly and they're covered. Priority is covered up to $100 with insurance. So it just works out to be better. Parcel select ground is only saving like $2. I'd rather spend the $2 extra to make sure the customer is satisfied and to make sure that the package is properly insured. So that was originally, let's see. So the fees on that were $8.08, and I'm not counting how much I paid for it because a lot of these I bought like 6 years ago and I don't remember exactly what I paid for them. So I'm gonna say this is a profit of $34, and it was originally listed on August 31st. So it did sit around a little bit. A lot of my wrestling figures sell pretty quickly and for good amounts. This one sat for a little bit. I don't know why. I guess the price was a little high for what the figure was. All right. Next up, we have a vintage Cabbage Patch Kid. This sold for $29.95. What's unique about this is that I asked that the buyer pay for shipping, so the shipping was paid for. And this is kind of a reason I don't like to do buyer pays for shipping. The buyer paid for shipping, and by the time I got done packaging it and weighing it, they overpaid by like $12, and I was able to send it priority instead of parcel select. So I had to refund the difference, which one is a pain. But if it were just that, it wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world. It actually affects your seller account on eBay when you have to give a partial refund. It just hangs on there for a little while as a kind of a return rate kind of a thing. But anyway, so the shipping was paid for. I didn't have to factor that in. Fees were $7.69. So I profited about $22 on this. This is from a big lot of Cabbage Patch dolls that I picked up a couple of months ago at a yard sale, and I am already into the profit on that whole lot. The first Cabbage Patch doll I sold from that lot sold for $500. So I paid $150 for like 4 garbage bags full of Cabbage Patch dolls and clothes. So this was just pure profit. Any Cabbage Patch I sell from now on is going to be pure profit. And I sold another one for $150 to someone in China. So that was probably one of my best pickups I've ever had. I still have a huge garbage bag full of Cabbage Patch that I need to list, plus a garbage bag full of Cabbage Patch Kids that are on the lower end in the garage. Need to figure out what to do with those. But anyway, next up we have a WWE Elite Flashback Macho Man Randy Savage Series 38 figure. This is of the red and yellow attire, so kind of a Slim Jim kind of attire. I really like this figure, but it never really held that much value for whatever reason. I sold it for $34.95. The shipping on that was $11.25. Fees were $5.13, so I ended up only profiting $18 off of this one. And when you consider what I paid for it, I probably broke even on it. So that was originally listed September 14th, so that one sat for a little bit. Now we're going to go through a rush of things that sat for a long time. Remember, I started selling full-time resale back in May, okay? So first off, we have Motocross for the Sega Genesis 32X. That sold for $14.95. Shipping on that was $4.26 with fees of $2.34. So I ended up profiting $8 off of it. That was originally listed in June 19th. This was from a big video game lot that I picked up from a yard sale that had multiple Sega Saturns, Sega CDs, multiple Sega Genesis games. It had a box copy of Super Mario Bros. For NES. It had a couple of other high-value games. So this is just pure profit for me. I've sold almost everything from that lot now, I think. I hung on to a Sega Saturn and the Sega CD for myself because I didn't have those for my collection yet. But this was just pure profit. Next up, we have Rush Spirit of the Radio CD. That sold for $8.95. Shipping on that was $3.49. That was medium mail. Medium mail used to be $3.19, but they jacked it up 30 cents. Fees on this were $1.71. So my profit altogether, I paid 25 cents for the CD, I think. No, I paid 50 cents for the CD. So my profit was $3.25. Obviously not a big profit here. I bought, when I first started reselling full-time, I bought a bunch of CDs that I thought, this is a good band, this is a good album, it will probably sell pretty quickly. I bought them for very cheap, but most of them, I sold a few, but most of them I've been hanging on to, so it was probably not the best investment ever. Some people, their whole business is selling CDs and cassette tapes and vinyl records and stuff like that. So it can be done, but it's iffy. And I think someone is... That's a loud truck out there. I don't know what it is. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys and you can hear me over it. I think it's passing now. Next up we have Just Dance Disney Party. This sold for $14.95 with shipping of $4.12. Fees of $2.37, so a profit for me after cost of goods, $8. This was from a lot that I bought that had like Mario Paint in the box and Super Nintendo and some really good games and stuff like that. So this was pure profit at this point. And then finally, our last thing to go over, if you can hear me over the lawnmower back there, is a Star Wars AT-AT blue shirt. I picked this up at a yard sale for $1. Sold for $14.95. Shipping of $4.55. Fees of $2.34. So a total profit, net profit of about $7. This was listed on October the 5th. So there you have it. A week of sales for you. Obviously not great. I think it was under $100 for the week, which is not good at all. Net profit for the week, which is not good at all. It was a couple $100 in gross profit. What I aim to do, my goal right now is to get $100 gross profit per day, so that I can make it make sense for me. I can tell you that this week already has been better than last week, and we're only halfway through the week, so that's good. The haul video, the last haul video 4 that I had done the comps and all that for, I've already sold 3 items from that. So we're doing pretty well so far this week, and hopefully next time around I will have better sales to show you guys. I wish this were June, because June was just insane. But yeah, so May was my first month, and I did about, I don't know, $1,500–1,600, and then June just shot up to $3,400, I think. And it's been slowly going down since June, but it was like 5% down. But then October hit, and it was like 50% gross sales cut. So November's been a little bit better, not much though. I've sold more items, but I had a $500 sale in October, which helped boost that up a little bit. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into that. I want to save that for my video about what to do or what I do when things are slow. Also, I'm going to be cleaning up my office here today. You see that giant stack of unsightly stuff there. That's going to get organized and put in the right places and all that kind of stuff. And I'm glad you can't see this side because it's just a mess right now. But anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Lex, signing out.